So my first question is, what sets Tony apart from all other people in the industry?
You know, I've always had a thing when I talk to students and when I talk to young people, and some of the advice that I got myself when I was a young singer and just starting out was that you can train and train and train, and you can gather the finest technique advice, and Tony certainly has that in spades. I mean, he still has a range that's enviable after all this time. He's never rested on his laurels. He's always tried to find new ways to get his sound and to get the music he loves out to all audiences, which has always been inspiring. But also it's that role that I think of just, if you can hear a voice in a crowded room and within 3 or 4 seconds know exactly who that person is, you can, like I said, you can train, but you never want to lose that thing that makes your voice unique, that nuance that makes you you. And Tony has that indescribable nuance to his voice, that pathos to his voice that always tells a story with warmth and with understanding and in a way that draws you in. You know, you never want to sing at people. You want to sing in a way that makes people want to come and listen and hear what you have to say. And Tony's just always been one of those people. So it's been one of the great honors of my career to know him and to work with him and to honor him tonight.
What is it like getting the call to do a duet with him, to work with him? What is it like?
I mean, you slide around your apartment in your socks for a minute and, and start doing your warm-ups, immediately. I mean, it's, when I first recorded with Tony, we did a song together called This Is All I Ask for his duets record. And we did it with the late, great Phil Ramone, produced it and engineered it, and we did it at his studio in New Jersey, and it was, the way I usually recorded was, with people like David Foster, and you'd have the headphones on, and you'd kind of have the mic there, and sometimes you'd pre-record the track, and you'd really focus on making the vocal perfect, and you'd do it again and again and again. And we walked into this room, and the band was in the room with us. There were no earphones. The monitor speakers were up on the ceiling, and we just did like 2 takes, and it was really just about him and I feeding off of each other, and it brought me out of my comfort zone as to how I had done things in kind of more of a perfectionist kind of way. It taught me about interpretation and about looseness and some of the things that from my more classical training I needed to kind of break into a little more. So every time I get a chance to sing next to the guy, it's a masterclass. It's something that you can take with you, and I continue to be inspired by the guy.
Josh, you're here in D.C. and during an intense political climate, does it inspire any songwriting, any musical inspiration?
I feel the way I feel normally when I get to travel around the world. You visit places where there's often an intense climate, whether it's political or otherwise, and to be in a job where you get to bring people together and you get to be inspired by art and by music and bring that to people in a very divisive city or world. It's a very, very lucky thing. I've been really inspired writing. I've been working very heavily on a new record. I was really inspired by the Broadway show I just did. I was surrounded by a lot of amazing musicians during that. And so yeah, I might write a little bit while I'm here, but honestly, I'm just thinking about the song tonight.
We have a question from Reuters.
I think you got to do what you love, and I think you got to always look forward and never sit back on what you've accomplished. I think you always have to have that spark. I think for the people that I know that have had long careers in their long lives and have continued to inspire, they've always had that spark to think about what's next, and Tony's that way.